Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my world with Nat, Relocation Concierge, and welcome back for our new episode. I am here with Miss Tina, and her husband sitting behind the camera. He's not here with us. So excited to have you. We are kind of sheltered because we don't know what the weather's going to be like. It's been a bit rainy lately, but I really wanted to have you guest star.
Thank you.
On the channel because you have a unique experience. I think everybody who's coming down, who's deciding to relocate or deciding that they want to make a change for their family has a unique perspective. So most people want to understand the why.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of the current worldly situation.
No, not even close.
Tell me more.
So in 2008, 2009, I lived in Central America for a year.
Yeah.
And I had always told Ken, my husband, that there was so much better than what we were living in Canada. Simple life. And yes, and not struggling and scraping by financially. And the materialism and all of that we were living. And we have a 2- and 4-year-old that we wanted to teach better. And Ken has never wanted to stay in Canada. It's been a conversation we've had since 2013 when we first started dating about leaving. And actually the reason we didn't leave in 2013, because I could have taught anywhere in the world. I was a teacher. So I can teach at international schools. But believe it or not, the reason we didn't leave in 2013 is we had a lot of pets.
What's a lot?
A lot of pets.
Okay.
And we couldn't imagine going through the airport juggling all of our pets.
Yeah.
So we made the decision to stay in Canada. And then in, I believe, beginning of 2021, we started looking at full-time RVing. Or actually in the summer of 2021. We looked at full-time RVing.
That's a lifestyle.
Yeah. But we were excited. And then we had a deposit down actually for an RV, and things just weren't adding up. It was looking like it was going to be more expensive to full-time RV than it was to stay in Canada. So then we stumbled upon converting a school bus into a tiny house on wheels.
Oh, I love those stories.
Oh my gosh. So they're schoolies. Amazing. Then we had a deposit for a schoolie.
Okay.
A company in Saskatchewan actually
that
rips
does
them apart and builds houses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we were really excited about that. And then we started thinking about relocating to another country. And we started to think about what made more sense. And with the current world situation, we didn't want to be stuck in Canada in a school bus in the winter. And crossing the border, it wasn't going to be possible.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if it was going to be possible. Yeah. And then because the company converts the school buses, it's not cheap, but it's a school bus.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle. So it would depreciate right away.
True.
Versus coming here, being in a home, potentially buying a home, real estate's going to appreciate versus a school bus that's going to depreciate.
Yeah.
So we decided to move. We started looking at Costa Rica, and then things with the world situation there escalated quickly. And then we looked at Nicaragua, but we were concerned about that border crossing you have to do every 3 months. So then it was between Mexico and Dominican. And we decided on Dominican.
Yeah.
And it was always simple.
And that's a question that comes up a lot with clients or people that I'm speaking to is, do I need residency? You don't need residency to come in, but if you want to do it, you can. So it's just about finding what works best for you. And we came here almost a year ago, and we're still visiting, technically. And it doesn't mean we won't be residents. I think that step will come at the right time. It's just not right now. And when we left, we just really wanted to go and not have to deal with any of that.
Right.
So you already speak a language, which is a plus. It's a plus.
Yeah. It's helpful.
It's helpful. For me, though, I speak French. So I do feel like I've picked up more quickly than maybe somebody who's just a native English speaker, because that you're sort of limited. The French and the Spanish, they're so familiar. Like if I look at a translation, I'm like, oh, that's how I would say it in French, and very, very close. So I always say you recommend that you speak a bit of the language if you're going to decide to come.
Yeah,
right?
It helps in a lot of ways. It helps when it comes to day to day, but also
Yeah.
when it comes to, you know, maybe not having to pay
Yeah.
certain prices that
Yeah.
other people who speak the language don't have to pay.
Well, I always say to the person, I don't want the gringo prices.
Right.
No gringo.
Yeah.
I said, I want the yo viva aquí.
That's
and they're
right.
like, si, señora.
Yeah. And I experienced that firsthand in Honduras when
Yeah.
I went back to Canada to visit and then returned, and I was at the airport and I needed a taxi, and it was a taxi ride that I had done 1,000 times from, you know, around.
Yeah.
And he tried to charge me a crazy amount, and then in Spanish I said, no es bueno, yo vivo aquí, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, lo siento, lo siento, lo siento.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that's right.
and I mean, let's be honest, we get it, right? Like, it's a business and they're trying to make ends meet, and that's fine. So you guys arrived not that long ago. Couple
January
months.
21st.
January 21st, not even 2 months. Oh, wow. Okay,
I know,
this is
we're
really
fresh.
soon. You're fresh off
We're
the boat.
fresh.
I love meeting all the new people. It's fun because I still feel that there's a novelty about being here. I don't feel like the year has been a year. I just feel like every day is a new day. What are some of the things that, I mean, I know that you'd already lived in Latin America, but this is obviously different. What are some of the things that you were pleasantly surprised about, or you were like, oh, this is so great?
I think it was the reason we chose Dominican. The greenery.
Yeah, it's lush.
It's lush. We've been on vacations multiple times. I lived overseas.
Yeah.
And there's always, like, you see the movies and you see all these tropical flowers and the greenery, and we've never been on vacation where we're like, oh yeah, this is like the movies. So when we were deciding between Mexico and Dominican, Ken actually pulled up Google Earth and he was like, there's so much green space. And I think arriving here and just on the plane, seeing what we were landing into, I was like, yes, this is what we've always looked for on vacation. That was the best part.
I think that's one of the things about Adele's school that I love so much, is that when you go to the second floor where her classes are, you feel like you're in a treehouse, because the trees really envelop like the top floors, and the way they have the bamboo and things, you feel like you're in a treehouse.
Beautiful.
It is the coolest feeling.
Yeah.
So, anything else like you were pleasantly
Surprised by.
I mean, obviously, we love the fresh. I saw yesterday you posted that the kids are eating avocado on toast. They're very on trend.
Yes. Actually, that would be another thing I was surprised by. We were concerned about, because we're vegan.
Okay.
So we were concerned about finding certain vegan things. But I am surprised there are quite a few vegan restaurants.
Yes.
We're able to get our alternative milks. So that was nice. Some of the things, like the convenience foods, they're pricey, so we steer away from those.
Yeah.
But we were prepared to just eat beans and rice. So it's nice to have, you know, tofu at the supermarket.
Yeah.
So that was another surprise for us.
I would say that, especially in this area, I feel like probably because it's a bit touristy, they are trying to cater to the tourist, especially if you're doing the Airbnb and not necessarily like an all-inclusive or hotel with buffets and things.
Right.
The stores are having, but you have to watch the prices.
Yes.
Because I know that from one grocery store to the next, the prices can vary. And we've found that our like Super Pola for us is a better option than Playero.
Yes.
Playero has some things that we're like, oh, we need to go there because that's what they have. But overall, Pola is cheaper. There just seems to be, mind you, they haven't had baking powder for weeks, so we don't know what to do. Yeah, and I bake all the time, so I've been foregoing on the baking powder because it's only like a teaspoon, so I guess it's not that big a deal. But yeah, there hasn't been any in any of the stores.
Did we see it at Playero? I can't remember. Baking powder?
Somebody's gonna find it for me. Okay, so part of the reason I do these videos is not only to showcase families that are coming down and your experiences, but really the reality of what we're doing here. And this week I've had a few conversations, and we are living just like I would have lived in Canada, right?
Yes.
Kids go to school.
That's it.
They just go outside. But some of the things that, I guess maybe have disappointed you or challenged you.
Yeah, so I had, I think last week was a hard week for me. We're very good people. We do things out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yeah.
That's always been my way. We have a very small circle in Canada. My absolute dearest friend is just an angel on earth. She does not ask for anything.
Mm-hmm.
She just does. And we do for each other with zero expectations.
Yeah, unconditional.
Yeah, and that's been my hardest thing here is understanding, I guess, everybody is here and everybody is concerned about how they're going to get by and how they're going to make it. But everybody seems to be doing things in an effort to get by.
Okay.
So, I mean, the smallest tasks that somebody can do, they require payment for those tasks type thing. Even if it's friendships.
Interesting.
That's
okay.
been my hardest realization. I think last week I missed my friend dearly because I missed genuine friendship.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we arrived, we didn't know anybody, and we sort of built on what we had in the community that we were living in. And what I loved about living there was exactly that. There was no strings. Like, I needed something, that person was there. When Rhett was sick, I mean, I had 5 neighbors saying, okay, what can we do?
Right.
And it was just there, and not having that idea that there was any expectation
Right.
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, that genuine friendship, that just to be kind, right? Like
Yeah.
that was last week for me. I really kind of
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of you want to, and I think as Canadians, and this is a very general blanket statement, like we are very open and giving and not all free spirited, but have this spirit of goodness in us. And when you don't see the retroactive from the fellow Canadians, you think, oh, yeah, we're not in Canada right now, and I guess that's what happens. And I'm sad to hear that, because it is the hard part about making a transition. And I'm pretty real talk with people. I tell them it's good and bad and ugly.
Yeah.
It's not all good.
No.
Last week I made a post on Instagram and I said it's not all rainbows and Skittles. It isn't, because people think it's beautiful. It is lush and it's sunny, and even when it's rain, it's nice because it's not even cold.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're still, people with the same needs. It's just we're in a different country.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what have you found? So that was one of the bigger challenges. Any other things that, if somebody was coming down, what advice or what things could they be mindful of?
So I don't know if this is a big one for some people, but it is for me. Shipping off the island. So
Shipping off the island. Oh yes, well, I do have a place though.
Oh,
I do.
okay. Because I've had to shut down my Etsy shop because of it.
Okay, we'll talk.
It's a big one for us. Shipping off the island or shipping in general, logistics is very expensive.
Yeah.
So for people who are super used to Amazon orders every day.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, you cut that back.
Yeah, the Amazon, what do I call the Amazon experience does not exist here.
Yeah.
No.
It can. It's just very expensive.
We're still waiting for a Valentine's Day package for our daughter that left Montreal February 3rd.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend put a tracker on it. She paid for it, and it's stuck at U.S. Customs somewhere, and we don't know why. But yeah,
Our CNC machine sat in Santo Domingo from January 28th until February 20th. 4 weeks in Santo Domingo.
and you don't know
Customs.
why, just cause. I have to say, we had things shipped here, like in a barrel. We did the barrel test,
Yeah.
because we didn't ship anything when we left.
Oh,
We brought
wow.
6 suitcases,
Yeah.
3 carry-ons, and the backpacks, and that was it.
Yeah, other than our CNC machine, just because it's such an expensive piece of
And what's a
equipment.
CNC machine?
Computer programming. So
Okay.
it can cut wood, metal,
Oh, cool.
it can engrave,
Yeah.
like sterling silver, all of that. It's a computer programming machine. It's a very pricey piece of equipment. So we
Okay.
didn't want to shove it in the barrel.
No.
So we sent it through DHL, and it arrived a month later than expected.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And those are unfortunate realities, because I know we've ordered from Amazon and they were very efficient for the most part. We haven't really had any issues, but it's pricey. I mean, I received a birthday gift last Saturday. I went to pick it up, and it cost me, this was the cheaper side, it cost me about $12 to pick it up.
Oh yeah.
But I also got a gift for our daughter for Christmas from the same friend. It was 8.5 pounds. It cost me over $40 to pick up the package.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do this every week.
No, I know.
When we're talking about, you know, finances and being mindful and all those things, we just don't do Amazon. I try and source things locally if I can.
Right.
Gifts are a challenge because there's not a lot of
No.
options.
No.
Well, there are options. I'm going to take that back. There are a lot of great artisans here.
Yes.
You just have to source them out at the local markets, which there's a bountiful of
Yes.
markets. There's
no
none of that
end,
missing. I find food is a great gift.
Mm-hmm. Or experiences.
Experiences, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've covered what you loved, what's been a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Any other like tips, or like people are watching and they're thinking, yeah, we're thinking about doing this. What do we need to be?
I think knowing what you want out of being here. Like, I knew I wanted simple
Yeah.
life. I wanted to cut the materialism. I wanted our children to be appreciative of what little we could have and be happy. I knew I wanted them to learn the language. I wanted to be surrounded by locals, knowing what you want. So do you want
Yeah.
to come here and be with Canadians and Americans and expats, or do you really want to immerse yourself in the culture?
Do you want to go to Costco every week?
Right.
I do you know that? And I'm not embarrassed to say this. We have not been to Santiago. It's been a year.
Really?
My husband's been. I have not been. I have no desire.
See, we've been a few times because of the vegan food.
Yes, I think if you have a really like a purpose, I don't feel the purpose or the need to go.
Yeah, no, it's not pretty. Like, it's busy and
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody suggested to me the other week, we were talking about our accommodations and some of the issues we were having. And she asked me how much we were paying, and I told her, and she was like blown away at how expensive. It's pricey, I won't lie. And she goes, oh, in Puerto Plata, you could get this and this and this. And I'm like, I know, but I don't want to live in Puerto Plata because I go there and I leave and I'm exhausted.
Right.
It's busy.
City.
It's city, and I don't want to be in the city. We moved to the suburbs of Montreal because we didn't want to be in the city anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't come here to be in the city.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
But for her, it works.
Mm-hmm.
For her, it works.
Yeah, and that's like us. We lived small beach town in Canada. We were in Wasaga Beach.
Oh my gosh, wow,
yeah.
okay.
So we don't want big city, but we do the drive periodically just to bring home some vegan goodies.
Maybe you'll have to tag me and bring me along one day just for the ride.
And the drive through the mountains is stunning.
Yes, I've heard from a few people that it's stunning, and some of Adele's friends have told me that they get car sick.
Vomit inducing, yeah.
Yeah, is it really? I'm
It's
really
very,
good.
it's
Yeah.
very twirly.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well next time I'll have to come for the good time. Excellent. Any last words of wisdom?
No, I mean, it's beautiful, but like you said, it's life. Like, the vacation ends.
It starts.
It starts,
But
then it
you have
ends.
to go through that first stage I talked about with Joanne is, be on vacation mode, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Give yourself a great, for me, I think I wish I'd given myself more grace. Like, I gave myself grace over a longer period of time, but I wish I would have just let go of everything in the first month and not worried about the coaching program I was starting and worry about, the money, and because we were fine. We were fine, but you are still, I was still stuck in Montreal in that mindset of doing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can work 7 days a week and it doesn't even bother me.
Yeah, because you're just...
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
Tina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
If you like this video, please make sure you click like, subscribe to the channel. If you're considering a relocation and you are set on doing it and you need a plan, let's see how I can help you do that. Click on the Calendly link below in the description and we can book a free call and have that conversation. Whatever you choose to do today, have an incredible day, and I'll see you soon in the next episode.